You know, when you're in the supermarket, you're looking at a label and you just think, what on earth is gluten really? Maybe you've heard people talking about gluten-free diets and figured it's just another health trend. Well, today we're going to break it all down. Whether going gluten-free is something you have to do or something you're just curious about, you'll see how it can go from being this big, scary thing to a really exciting journey in the kitchen.
Right. So, first things first, what actually is gluten? Well, in short, it's a protein. You find it in grains like wheat, barley, and rye. It's the stuff that gives bread that lovely, stretchy, chewy texture. But it's also a bit of a secret agent in the food world. It's often used as a thickener, so you can find it hiding in all sorts of things, from soups and sauces to even salad dressings. And this is something we really have to get our heads around. While going gluten-free might seem like a lifestyle choice for some, for millions of people, it's not a choice at all. It's an absolutely critical, non-negotiable part of managing their health day in, day out.
So let's start with the most serious side of things, the medical reasons. We're going to look at the health conditions where cutting out gluten isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely essential for well-being.
Okay, so the big one here is celiac disease. Now, this isn't just an intolerance, it's an autoimmune disease. Imagine your immune system is your body's security team. For someone with celiac disease, when gluten comes along, the security team gets confused and starts attacking the lining of the small intestine by mistake. This causes some really serious damage and stops the body from getting the nutrients it needs. And just look at this list of symptoms. It's incredible, isn't it? It's so much more than just a bit of a tummy ache. We're talking about extreme tiredness, losing weight without trying, even skin rashes. This huge variety of symptoms is exactly why celiac disease can be so difficult to diagnose for so long. And believe it or not, the impact of gluten isn't just confined to the gut. You can get conditions like dermatitis, herpetiformis, which is this incredibly itchy, blistering rash. And in some very rare cases, there's even something called gluten ataxia, where that confused immune response actually starts to affect the brain, causing major problems with balance and coordination. Now, it's also really important to note that celiac disease is not the same thing as a wheat allergy. A wheat allergy is a much more immediate, aggressive reaction. Think of it like a severe peanut allergy. It can trigger anaphylaxis, which is a life-threatening reaction just from being exposed to wheat. They are two very different things. Okay, so we've talked about the absolute medical necessities, but what about that growing number of people who don't have an official diagnosis but swear they feel a million times better when they avoid gluten? Let's dig into some of those other potential benefits. This brings us to something called non-celiac gluten sensitivity, or what many people just call gluten intolerance. For these individuals, they get a lot of the same uncomfortable symptoms that someone with celiac disease might have, but all the medical tests come back negative. For them, the proof is simple. They stop eating gluten, and they just feel so much better. Now, while the science is still catching up on some of this, we hear it all the time from people with other conditions. People with IBS, some other autoimmune issues, or even chronic fatigue often find that cutting out gluten just helps them manage their symptoms. It's thought that maybe it helps to lower the overall level of inflammation in their body. And then, of course, you've got the group of people who choose to go gluten-free just to feel their best. They say they have less bloating, more energy, and some athletes are convinced it gives them a bit of an edge. It is worth saying, though, that a gluten-free label doesn't automatically mean healthier. You still have to be careful you're getting all the good stuff, like fiber and vitamins. So, whether it's doctor's orders or just a personal goal, you might be sitting there thinking, right, but how on earth do I actually start? Let's break down those first crucial steps to making the change. And it's a totally fair question because, let's be honest, it can seem like a mountain to climb at first. Reading all the labels, figuring out what to order in a restaurant, it feels like a lot. But the good news is, it really doesn't have to be that complicated if you have a simple plan. And honestly, this is a brilliant way to approach it. Step 1, you basically become a food detective, learning how to spot the clues on an ingredient list. Step 2, and this is my favorite part, you shift your focus to all the amazing food you can eat. And step 3, you get to have fun discovering all the clever swaps for the meals you already love. Okay, just a quick but really important heads up here. Gluten can be a bit of a ninja. It hides in places you'd never expect, like sauces, flavorings, even some medicines. And for anyone with celiac disease, cross-contamination is a massive deal. Seriously, a single crumb from a shared toaster can be enough to trigger a really painful reaction.
But, and this is the brilliant news, there has never, ever been a better or easier time to be gluten-free. The world of gluten-free substitutes has just completely exploded, and it has changed everything.
I mean, just look at this. We are talking about breads that are actually soft, pastas that taste amazing, biscuits that have a proper crunch, even beer. The quality and the sheer range of products available now is just incredible. It means you genuinely don't have to feel like you're missing out on anything.
And right at the heart of this whole gluten-free revolution, especially if you're someone who loves to bake, is flour. The development of all these different alternative flours is the key that has unlocked a world of delicious, creative, and, most importantly, successful baking in our own homes. Think of this table as your new best friend in the kitchen. Rice flour is a fantastic, neutral all-rounder. Buckwheat gives this gorgeous, earthy flavor to things like pancakes. And almond flour, oh, it's the secret to unbelievably moist cakes. The real magic, though, often happens when you start blending them together. That's how you really nail the perfect texture.
And that's really what it all boils down to, isn't it? Yes, it can feel like a big change at first, but it's not about restriction. Between all the fantastic products you can now buy and the power you have in your own kitchen with a bit of know-how, a gluten-free life really can be a delicious adventure.
So, forget thinking about a list of things you can't have. This is a whole new pantry full of ingredients and flavors you can play with. A whole world of new textures and combinations is just waiting for you. So the only real question left is, what wonderful thing are you going to create first?